One of the biggest problems do-it-yourselfers are going to face, and even people who haven't built a lot of stairs, will be to deal with the imperfections in the floor, if there are any, the connection at the top for the stair stringers, and the biggest problem of all is going to be whether or not all of the stair stringers were cut exactly the same. And the best way to figure that out will be to grab a straight edge, usually a level, and place it on top of the stair stringers like we have here. And if there aren't any gaps at all in between the straight edge and the stair stringers, then you have created a nice straight step. And this is ideally what you're shooting for when building a set of stairs. So check everything you possibly can to verify, especially the steps, to build the perfect stairway. So we're going to check in 5 locations: the back, the front, the middle, and the risers can be checked at the top and the bottom. And you can check them also at the middle if you feel like you need to. And again, we're going to be looking for any gaps at all between the stringer and the straight edge. And of course, one of those gaps might look something like this, and you could simply add a filler shim to fix something like this. And you could simply add a shim there to fix something like this. And I think anything around 1/8 of an inch or less, you can probably leave alone. And quite possibly on a riser, even 1/4 of an inch might be okay, depending upon how much of a perfectionist you are. However, 1/4 of an inch for the steps is going to be too much, and you're going to feel it when you use the stairs. And again, I think 1/8 of an inch might be okay for something like this, but I'm going to leave it up to you, because most of the stairs I built, I could check this with a level and within a few minutes fix most of the imperfections, because they were usually going to be in the floor or at the top of the stairway where the stringers connect to the upper floor. And if that was the case, I could usually drive some wedges or shims underneath the stringer that was a little low to make the adjustments that I needed. And now that you know a little bit more about leveling your stair stringers, let's go ahead and take a look at some adhesives that will help just in case all of your stair stringers aren't perfectly level. So let's go ahead with the first one, and that will be to provide you with a variety of different adhesives you might be able to use when attaching wood to wood in the situation where you have a tread connecting to a stringer. Or if you have a situation where you have a wood finished tread, like an oak tread, that needs to attach to plywood or OSB. And the first thing I need to point out is that if you are dealing with lumber that is going to shrink or expand and contract, like most construction standard lumber, plywood and OSB might not fall into this category, or might not expand and contract as much as construction standard lumber. I've seen 2x12s shrink from 11.5 inches to 11.125 inches. And if you're using 2x12 for your stair stringers, which is probably the most common lumber used, you could end up with a gap between the tread and the stringer. And if you're using glue, you're using an adhesive that is not flexible or allows for movement, then it will actually separate and either stick to the stringer or the tread, providing you with a gap between either the adhesive and the tread or the adhesive and the stringer. Because as the stringer contracts or shrinks, it's going to pull away from the tread. So again, if you're using construction adhesive that is not elastic or flexible, then there's a good chance you're going to end up with your stairs squeaking. So what I would recommend would be to find a product with polyurethane in it. Now, I could swear that I used to use a product with polybutylene in it. However, since I couldn't find any products with polybutylene in it, then I have to figure out that I probably made a mistake and that it was actually polyurethane that I was referring to. Now, what I used to use was a window and door sealant, and they do not sell this product anymore. And it worked great. We used to use it on all of our floors and our stairs. And since that product is no longer available, I will not be able to provide you with its product information. However, I will list a few products in the video description area or in the comment area, along with a little more product information when it becomes available. So make sure that you check out our video description area if you're looking for more information about adhesives that will reduce stair squeaking that should work for your project. And thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, let us know by hitting the thumbs up button or letting us know in the comment area.